All right, good morning. And I know what you're probably thinking from the title of this video. And to answer your questions, yes, do not do this at home. Yes, this is a bad idea. And no, I don't know if it's going to work. So it is cold out here today. And that's why I figured, hey, why not try to do a beach clean challenge that I've been thinking about for a while now, which is trying to make a beach trash fire. Now, that may sound a little bit crazier than it actually turns out to be. So I'll sort of explain what I mean by that as I go along the beach here. I'm hidden right now because you can probably hear it's windy even here by the trees along the shore. Once I get out to the water, it's going to be windier. But yeah, I'm going to try to pick up stuff that I think is trash left behind by people that can be used to make a fire. And on a none too better day, because it is windy out here and it is cold. It's been, you can still see snow in the background, and we're about to get more snow tomorrow, another close to half a foot of snow, and it's been cold. So it's been cold everywhere pretty much in the country this past week or so. So not complaining, but I feel as if I were ever going to try to make a beach trash fire, this week might be the week. So yeah, let's see what we can find. I already started to pick up stuff that I think is beach trash fire worthy, and I'll, like I said, show you some finds along the way, but then when we're done collecting, picking up trash, we'll see what we can do to make a beach trash campfire, I guess. So get your pickers, your safety gear, and let's see how this goes. So as you can see here, we're, I don't know, 100 yards maybe in from this cove. And this looks like a spot where somebody, probably kids, made a fire, because there's these very charred remnants. This is probably really long ago, like from the summer, but also all these broken glass bottles. And I'll actually talk in a little bit about how some of this might be helpful for starting a new fire. So let's see. So this is exactly, well, I don't know if it's exactly what we're looking for, but it's the type of stuff that we're looking for. This lighter is pretty not gonna light. It's obviously cracked and rusted, but it has lighter fluid in it, or maybe it's salt water. I don't know. We'll have to see. But on the right track. And just found another one. This one looks to be in much better shape. Let's hope it lights. We'll test it at the end with anything else we find and see which candidates work the best. But this looks rusted but hopeful, so we'll see. Yep, no shortage of trash in these dunes here, unfortunately. Well, I said I wanted to make a beach trash fire, and it looks like the beach clean gods have heard my call and provided us with a propane tank. And despite my worser judgment, I'm going to go ahead and not try to play with this for our beach trash fire. But oh, the irony, right? You look for something, and I don't know if there's actually propane in this tank, but who knows, maybe there could be. But we're going to rely upon simpler methods to try to make a beach trash fire. But just thought that this was pretty funny. Oh, looks like we got another one. Yeah, add that to the roster. Yeah, so update on fire-related things found in this, I don't know, I guess you would call this like tidal dune area or something like that. But look what we found here. This is high-performance engine oil, and it is full. And now I am concerned that I decided to do this beach clean challenge today, because I was not expecting to find gallons of gasoline. I'll take it with me and see what becomes of that. Yeah, let's just take it and see what happens. I'm not going to say more yet. There's a lot of really dry driftwood if you go high up enough in these dunes here, so probably collect some of this too, just for I don't know, purposes of seeing if it will burn. Let's find out. Wow, so there is just these little mounds or holes of fire remnants where I guess, again, kids over the summer come and make fires, have parties with their friends, as per the charred remains and broken glasses. So yeah, this probably people are making fires here more often than I suspected, maybe, at this beach. And I don't know if this spot will be the spot that we'll use because it's pretty windy right here, but I guess good to see that it is possible to make a fire even in a windy spot like this. So let's keep looking, and maybe we can find a less windy spot. So I don't know if there's a great spot to do this, but I did find what looks to me like the biggest sort of campfire spot around, near the top of this hill, which is strangely seems a little bit out of the wind. So yeah, people have definitely been making fires here. So I know a little bit about making fire. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a little hole, maybe, just play it safe, surround it with some stones, that sort of thing, because it was a little breezy. And then I'm going to look for some straw, some brush for kindling. Luckily, it's still snowed out here, so everything's pretty damp. So I don't think, I don't think we'll have any issues. And of course, I'll fill up my bucket with water. Again, safety first, even for a demonstration like this. But yeah, let's see what else we can gather. Maybe even burn some of these already burnt logs. All right, well, I think we've prepared about all that we can. I filled up my trash bucket with water, and actually we got quite the haul in terms of lighters, which I wasn't really honestly expecting. We found half a dozen lighters here, which, again, as I always say with beach cleans, you never know going out when you try to look for one thing what you're actually going to turn up. And yeah, none of these are in particularly good shape. Some of these, still, the clear ones, you can see have fluid in them. So obviously the striker starter piece or whatever on here is broken, but I actually don't know if this is salt water or fluid. You could probably crack it open in like an emergency situation and like douse something with this and see if it will light. So it's something I could try, maybe, as an option, but we'll see. And then yeah, a lot of these are obviously rusted. As you saw, we picked them out of the tide lines, and some are just old and empty. And again, regardless, they are plastic. They are full of chemicals, which are none too great for marine environments. So they're definitely worth picking up, even if they don't work. But I have a couple here that I found that might work. So let's strike them and see if we can get anything. Okay, this one's rusted beyond belief, so that's not going to happen. And this was the other one that I thought we might have a shot with. So let's give it a go. Safeties don't help. No, that doesn't work either. This one's pretty busted too. Well, there's actually a trick that I researched where even if it's empty, you can sort of spin this thing if you get the safety off, and it kind of erodes this powder that you can then light if you can get a spark with. I don't think that will work with this though, because it is rusted, like I said. But we do have other options that I want to talk about in terms of other beach trash. So we did find a lot of these too, these bottle bottoms. And as you see by these, they're these sort of curved bottoms. And typically, if it were summer and it were sunnier out more consistently, I'm pretty sure you could use this to try to angle it to focus light to get a flame. Again, it's pretty cold out. It's a little overcast. I don't think if we left this out at the right angle all day, it would really do much of anything. But these clear ones in particular, I don't think these dark ones would work either, but the clear ones I think could work. So that may be something that we try in the future. So I'm going to start holding on to these as I find them, certainly. Similarly, I've seen on survival type shows and that sort of thing how they'll use polished metal can bottoms that reflect sunlight. And again, it has to be hot enough and sunny out enough, but that's another option maybe for the future. Now the big question is, what do we do with this bad boy? Because I'm pretty sure this is full of gas and not salt water. I'm gonna open and see. Yep, that looks like gasoline. It smells like gasoline too. Um, so I'm going to err on the side of caution and put that aside for the time being, because the plans of mice beach cleaners and beach cleaners with gasoline, I think, can go awry pretty quickly. But it's always good to have what I call an ace in the hole, and I have one, which is a lighter that I actually found last week while beach cleaning, and I know it works because I've been using it for incense and that sort of thing at home. So yes, you can find perfectly usable lighters on the beach, and I mean, some of these are even probably pretty old. This looks a little bit worn. I don't know how long it was on the beach for, but it certainly wasn't necessarily just dropped there the day before or something like that, right? So yeah, this sort of stuff is great to pick up because you can actually use it. And then in terms of stuff that you can actually burn, there's a ton at the beach, which again, obviously don't go around just burning stuff, and there's probably a lot of stuff you don't want to burn, like plasticky stuff. I mean, the worst thing you could probably do is burn this type of foam stuff that we were picking up too, because obviously that's trash that you don't need. But again, there's lots of stuff that's maybe recyclable, but is trash otherwise, that in an emergency, if you really needed to start a fire, like say you were camping or something, and you had a situation, yeah, just my advice would be go to sources of water, because unfortunately that's where you find a lot of this type of pollution. And as you see here with this, I think it's an old Pringles can or something like that, or a Pringles light can. You know, anything that's cardboard, paper, scraps, some of that stuff's pretty wet if it's been in the water, but again, if it's run down from street level or it was brought up by a high tide during a storm and it's been left out to dry for a while, it's perfectly flammable, in addition to any other natural stuff like straw grass and that sort of thing, which is ideally what you should be burning if you're going to make a fire at all, right? So I'm going to see if we can start a fire with the lighter that we have, and some of this stuff that might actually burn. There's a couple other paper scraps we have, but mostly, again, for environmental safety concerns, just some local foliage, some of the dry stuff I found. So yeah, let's give it a go, see how it goes. So I don't know if you can see the smoke rising, but we are cooking, believe it or not. And a couple other things I wanted to point out too. Obviously there's driftwood, like I said, that you can use, but there's also, like, I don't know where I put it, but oh, it's already on the fire. Construction like stuff, you know, leftover stuff that, I don't know, maybe wash stuff from other places, which again, you know, that sort of stuff, you got to be careful with burning, because sometimes it's treated chemically and that sort of thing. But you know, any driftwood, just natural wood, that's sort of what you want to burn instead. So if you find construction, like, yeah, I'm going to take that out for reasons that I just said. You know, if you find other stuff, like natural stuff, that's what you want to burn. So really this is a lesson in what not to burn for a beach trash fire, I feel like. In general, this stuff can be pretty hazardous, so we tend to want to avoid it in general. So yeah, this is just a demonstration. We're not going to do anything too crazy with trying to make an out of control fire or anything like that, because yeah, it's a beautiful day, and let's stay safe instead. So yeah, thanks for joining this week. As you see the smoke rising, it is actually working, which is kind of cool. Again, all with a beach trash lighter, which is kind of exciting. And yeah, if you like this sort of stuff, we have more adventures coming up, more interesting adventures like this, hopefully. So subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll be back next week with a new beach clean adventure. So until next time, stay safe out there. Don't take my advice too seriously in terms of safety concerns. And yeah, hope to see you at the beach soon.